Hi, passionate Rangers FC fans. Welcome to Rangers Update, your dedicated source for all things Rangers. Before we dive in, we want to express our gratitude for your unwavering support. If you bleed blue, don't forget to subscribe, smash that like button, and let's strengthen our community. Now, let's get into the latest updates. A hearty welcome to our new followers. Your backing means the world to us. Let's get to the news. The latest chatter around Ibrox has set the Scottish football world alight, with whispers emerging from inside the Rangers training ground that have the potential to shake the very foundations of the squad. According to sources close to the club, manager Danny ROHL has allegedly reached a boiling point regarding one of his most controversial figures, James Tavernier. The rumour mill suggests that ROHL's patience has been stretched beyond repair, culminating in a reported outburst where he supposedly declared in no uncertain terms that he never wants Tavernier at the club again. If true, this could mark a seismic shift, not just in the tactical setup of the team, but also in the dynamics of leadership, morale, and locker room chemistry. Fans are buzzing with speculation over what could have led to such a dramatic statement, ranging from disagreements over captaincy decisions to alleged conflicts in training and on-pitch behaviour. The intensity of this story is heightened by Tavernier's long-standing status as a talismanic figure for the Gair, making any potential fallout all the more sensational and challenging to reconcile with the club's public image of unity and professionalism. Sources familiar with the matter claim that tensions between ROHL and Tavernier have been simmering for weeks, quietly building behind the scenes while the public saw only flashes of dissent in interviews or subtle comments during press conferences. The rumour suggests that ROHL's coaching philosophy, heavily reliant on tactical discipline and positional rigidity, may have clashed fundamentally with Tavernier's instinctive, sometimes audacious, style of play. In addition, insiders hint at disagreements over defensive organisation, pressing strategies, and even off-the-ball responsibilities, painting a picture of a manager who is frustrated not merely by isolated incidents, but by a pattern of behaviour he deems incompatible with his vision. The saga is said to have escalated further during training sessions where ROHL allegedly confronted Tavernier in front of staff, sparking murmurs among players and raising questions about the long-term cohesion of the squad. Social media chatter and fan forums have amplified every hint of conflict, with supporters divided between staunch loyalty to Tavernier and cautious backing of ROHL's purported authority. The intrigue deepens as the club remains officially tight-lipped, offering no comment on the brewing storm, leaving fans and pundits alike to speculate wildly on what this could mean for the Rangers' immediate future. Adding fuel to the speculation, the rumours include suggestions that Tavernier may have clashed with other senior figures in the dressing room, creating fractures in what was previously considered a united squad. ROHL, according to the sources, is portrayed as a manager unwilling to compromise on discipline, structure, and adherence to his vision, potentially prioritizing these principles over the presence of even long-serving players. If the speculation holds any truth, this raises questions about squad management, player loyalty, and whether high-profile figures at Ibrox could be at risk of exclusion if they do not align with the tactical and cultural ethos ROHL seeks to instill. Fans are reportedly reacting with a mixture of shock, disbelief, and curiosity, as Tavernier has been an emblematic figure, known for his commitment, leadership, and goal-scoring prowess from defence. The scenario painted by insiders suggests that the Rangers' hierarchy may face difficult decisions balancing public perception with internal discipline, all while maintaining performance levels in what is shaping up to be a high-stakes season. The tension between tradition, star power, and managerial authority appears to be at the heart of the unfolding drama. Some commentators have already begun drawing parallels with other high-profile managerial conflicts across European football, noting that clashes of philosophy and personality often lead to headline-grabbing splits. In the case of Rangers, the rumor portrays ROHL as a manager willing to take bold steps, even at the risk of upsetting fan sentiment, to enforce his principles. Tavernier's role as captain and long-serving servant of the club makes this potential standoff particularly intriguing, as it touches on issues of respect, loyalty, and authority within a team that has historically prided itself on unity. Observers speculate on whether this could lead to a transfer window shakeup, with Tavernier possibly being moved on if reconciliation proves impossible, or if alternative solutions are sought behind closed doors to restore harmony. The narrative, rife with tension and drama, has prompted heated debate on social media, with supporters dissecting every training report, match performance, and media snippet for clues. The idea that a manager would publicly, even if unofficially, reject a key player has ignited discussion not just about football tactics, but also about leadership style and the delicate balance of egos in a top-tier football environment. Further adding to the intrigue, insiders suggest that ROHL's outburst was not merely about one isolated incident, but a culmination of multiple issues that have tested his patience over months. These reports point to tactical disagreements, perceived lapses in professionalism, and perhaps even subtle undermining of coaching directives as contributing factors. The atmosphere at training, according to the rumor, has become increasingly tense, with other players reportedly taking note of the conflict, potentially polarizing the squad and influencing dynamics both on and off the pitch. Analysts are speculating on how such tension might affect team morale, cohesion, and performance in upcoming matches, especially considering the high expectations placed on Rangers by fans and pundits alike. The notion of a high-profile fallout between manager and captain has naturally generated intense discussion, with social media commentators debating whether ROHL's approach signals a brave commitment to principle or an unnecessarily confrontational style that risks destabilizing a successful squad. For many, this story embodies the age-old drama of football leadership, the clash between authority and star power. Lastly, in this first part of the saga, the speculation surrounding ROHL and Tavernier has caught the attention of rival clubs and the wider Scottish football community, with many observing Ibrox with heightened interest. The rumour, if it carries any weight, could have ripple effects on transfer strategies, player recruitment, and even negotiations with emerging talents, as potential signings assess the internal culture and managerial approach of the club. For fans, the emotional stakes are high, with allegiance to Tavernier clashing with hopes that ROHL can instill a winning mentality and tactical discipline capable of delivering trophies. This unfolding drama, punctuated by secrecy, heated speculation, and the looming possibility of major decisions, has created a perfect storm of narrative tension, with insiders hinting at both confrontation and possible reconciliation. Supporters and pundits alike are left to wonder how the next chapter will unfold, whether diplomacy will prevail, or if the rumors will materialize into one of the most headline-grabbing managerial disputes in recent Scottish football history. As the rumor mill continues to churn, speculation over Danny ROHL and James Tavernier has reached fever pitch, with whispers suggesting that the situation is far from simple. Insiders hint that the manager's frustration might not only stem from tactical disagreements, but also from questions of loyalty, leadership style, and influence within the squad. Tavernier, a player who has long been emblematic of Rangers' identity on and off the pitch, is reportedly at the center of a storm where principles clash with tradition. Fans and commentators alike are theorizing whether ROHL's alleged ultimatum represents a calculated managerial strategy or an emotional reaction to mounting pressures that have quietly built up over months of intense scrutiny. The speculation extends beyond the first team, with murmurs that coaching staff and senior figures are caught in the crossfire, struggling to mediate tensions while maintaining the delicate equilibrium necessary for a high-performing side. Social media has become a battleground of opinion, with passionate supporters fiercely defending Tavernier's legacy, while others cautiously side with ROHL's apparent insistence on discipline and alignment to his tactical vision, creating a polarized and highly charged environment around Ibrox. Adding another layer to the intrigue, sources close to the club suggest that this conflict could influence player recruitment as potential signings gauge the internal culture and atmosphere under a manager willing to openly challenge a long-serving captain. Scouts and agents, according to speculation, are reportedly noting the unfolding drama, recognizing that the public perception of disharmony can impact negotiations, contracts, and player morale. The rumor also hints at possible strategic maneuvers behind closed doors, with the club potentially preparing contingency plans should the standoff escalate, ranging from offering Tavernier a mediating role to exploring transfer options in order to restore harmony. Fan forums are ablaze with theories about possible outcomes, including speculation about which young talents might step up to fill potential gaps, or whether alternative leadership figures could emerge in response to ROHL's uncompromising stance. The atmosphere described by insiders is tense, yet charged with anticipation, as every training session, press conference, and squad interaction is scrutinized for clues about the direction the club may take, making Ibrox a theatre of high-stakes drama, same in the footballing world. Rumors further suggest that ROHL's alleged outburst is symptomatic of a larger cultural shift within the club, where adherence to a strict tactical philosophy may outweigh traditional hierarchies and long-standing player reputations. According to sources, the manager has expressed in private that he believes Rangers must evolve to compete consistently at the highest levels, and that personal prestige should never impede collective discipline. Tavernier, by contrast, is depicted as a player whose natural leadership and instinctive approach sometimes clash with rigid structures, making him a lightning rod in the current scenario. Observers speculate that if the manager's stance is maintained, this could lead to a fundamental realignment of the squad, with players expected to conform strictly to rules, principles, or risk falling out of favor. The situation, teeming with tension and speculation, has sparked debates among pundits about the delicate balance between authority and player influence, raising questions about how much power a manager can realistically wield in a dressing room filled with established stars. Every rumor, every snippet of insider information now carries the weight of potential consequences that could shape the club's fortunes both on and off the field. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. As the story develops, analysts are suggesting that this alleged conflict could have ramifications beyond tactical setups, influencing team morale, match preparation, and even long-term club identity. Sources hint that younger players watching the interactions between manager and captain are learning lessons about authority, negotiation, and personal conduct, while also experiencing uncertainty about their own standing in the squad. The rumor further implies that the club hierarchy may be involved in delicate discussions, weighing the merits of supporting a high-profile captain against endorsing a manager's uncompromising approach. Social media sentiment appears sharply divided, with factions emerging around loyalty to Tavernier, admiration for ROHL's boldness, and speculation about the potential fallout in the transfer market. The narrative unfolding at Ibrox has all the hallmarks of a footballing saga, combining personality clashes, strategic vision, and the emotional stakes that accompany high-level sport. Every comment, training report, and subtle gesture is now interpreted as part of a wider story, with supporters and pundits alike attempting to predict whether diplomacy or confrontation will ultimately shape the outcome of this high-tension scenario. Whispers circulating suggest that rival clubs are also keeping a keen eye on the situation, sensing opportunities that could arise if a stalemate develops between ROHL and Tavernier. Rumors hint that some observers are pondering whether this tension might prompt an unanticipated transfer window shake-up, potentially freeing up resources or creating openings for strategic acquisitions. Insiders allege that negotiations with agents and potential signings could already be subtly influenced by the perceived instability as players consider the implications of joining a club embroiled in a highly publicized internal conflict. The narrative, as it stands, is being amplified by every leaked snippet and media rumor, creating an atmosphere of suspense and uncertainty that few expected from a squad that has traditionally projected unity and cohesion. Fans and commentators continue to dissect every training snippet, every off-the-cuff remark, and every match-day decision for signs of whether reconciliation is possible or if the club is moving inexorably towards a more radical solution to the apparent impasse between manager and captain. Finally, as speculation shows no sign of abating, the Rangers saga is becoming a defining narrative of the season, with intrigue, tension, and emotion woven into every report and rumor. The potential consequences of ROHL's alleged ultimatum could extend well beyond the immediate conflict, shaping leadership structures, squad culture, and public perception for months to come. Sources close to the matter suggest that both manager and captain remain central figures in this story, with the club's future direction hinging on how they navigate personal and professional differences. Social media and fan forums are alive with passionate debate, with every angle considered and re-evaluated in light of emerging information, whether substantiated or speculative. For supporters, pundits, and rival observers alike, this scenario embodies the drama, unpredictability, and high stakes that define football, reminding everyone that beyond tactics and results, personalities and relationships can dominate the headlines just as powerfully as goals or trophies. With every passing day, anticipation grows over whether a resolution, compromise, or dramatic parting of ways will emerge, leaving Rangers' season and reputation hanging in a state of suspense that few could have imagined when the story first broke. Greetings, fans. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments section below. Until the next video, stay tuned.